This is what it's like sailing one of the new IMOCA 60 foilers. It's noisy and it's wet, wet, wet.
Il a son visa sans problème là.
I'm very happy to be to arrive in New York. I know all the skipper are not in New York because some people break boat, and now it's a good thing to be here. I arrive here in second position. It's a very good place, but it's not enough. So I will come back on the Transat, maybe to win. I hope the next time.
Away, baby, let's go!
The race was always going to be tough, but I didn't know it was going to be quite that tough. The Transat has, a big history of extreme weather conditions, but we went through the worst conditions I've ever been in offshore, and I think the Class 40 fleet got hit the baddest, the worst, it was very tough. The boat was quite new to me, so I stepped on the boat for the first time 3 weeks before the start of the Transat, and we didn't have long to prepare, so it was always going to be very tough preparing everything properly, and we knew we'd have some issues, but quite so many issues I wasn't expecting. And the boat was brilliant, but we had a lot of problem with the sail. I had a lot of problem with the sails, and the weather out there was absolutely relentless. Like we got a hammering, and I'm just so happy to be here in New York, because there were a lot of things that were trying to stop us getting here, and even after the mainsail exploded and we started making our way slowly towards New York, then I had power issues. The forestay became detached, so there was a lot going on to try and stop us reaching New York. So the fact I'm here and I'm on the podium, I'm very, very happy about indeed, because I think it's as good as we ever could expect it, given the circumstances and the preparation. And yeah, I think I feel in some ways that I've been to hell and back, but I think it's definitely for the best. I feel a better person for it. And it was an amazing race, a crazy race, but amazing, and it's made it that much more special to arrive here in New York. Yeah, it was, and we were all pushing our boats very hard, too hard in some circumstances, particularly like near the ice gate. I mean, we went first of all, we went through that horrific storm. We went through the centre of the storm, but our boats held together for that. The next big low that we had was near the ice gate, and we were ploughing into some horrible sea at really high speed. And I was thinking, you know, something's going to break on one of our boats. Unfortunately, Isa had a problem with hers, and I feel really sorry for her. My jib ripped out of the whole deck, so I had to then rethread. My furler exploded first, and then I rethreaded the jib tack, and then that exploded. So it happened twice. And then there was all the problems with my mainsail ripping in the final gales near the finish. And that was, I think that was the hardest actually. The fact that we'd been through so much, and then between us and the finish we had 2 days of upwind gales, and and I knew it definitely wasn't over. And then a lot of people had problems, and as you saw, their problems accelerated towards the end of the race.
Hello and welcome back to Sardinia and Porto Beach, which was buzzing with weekend energy as local crowds took their seats under the sun to enjoy the high-octane racing on the penultimate day of the 2016 Kitefoil European Championship. The weather delivered its best of the championship so far. Real champagne conditions right across the racetrack, and the riders took the chance to wow the crowds. Monaco's Maxime Nocher was on fire yet again, ruling the waves and clinching victory in all 4 of the day's races. By contrast, the overnight leader, Riccardo Lecchese, had a poor day by his usual standards, managing just 1 top 3 finish. It was a day that saw him drop to 3rd overall, 12 points behind Nocher. But Ollie Bridge took his chances and moved up to second in the leaderboard thanks to 3 second-place finishes.
Today was a great day. This is kiteboarding, hydrofoiling at its best. It's average condition today. It's like a regular sea breeze that we have every day in the summertime, but hydrofoiling can go super fast in this condition. So the racing was amazing. Everybody's super fast, super close. Racing at its best, yeah.
Nine points now separate the top 2, and tomorrow we'll find out if Nocher can hold his nerve and dominate the chasing pack to claim the inaugural kitefoil European title.
The RORC's Vice Admirals Cup burst into action on the first day of racing with 15 to 20 knots in a building tide. The high-performance fleet was launched on 2 tight windward leeward courses and a final round-the-boys race to finish off the thrilling day on the water. After 3 races in the 10-boat Fast 40 class, Peter Morton's British Khaki 40 Girls on Film scored a 1.32 on the first day. The third and final day of the Vice Admirals Cup, organised by the Royal Ocean Racing Club, produced a dramatic finale for the Fast 40 Plus class. Peter Morton's British Khaki 40 Girls on Film scored a win and a second place to snatch the title on the last race. Mike Bartholomew's South African GP42 Tokolosa was third by less than a point. Bill Coates' Texan Kerr 43 Haute Trevoux was kicking himself after racing today, having been called back in both races for crossing the line too early. This event has been going since 2005, and it is great to see it's in good shape and in good hands, said Peter Morton. He also said the Fast 40 Plus class is some of the best racing they'd ever had on Solent for years.
Today it's a really tight point. I'm second overall, and I play for between first and sixth, I think. So it's really close by the point. There's 2 races to do. I think the only way is to play the best as I can today, and we'll see tonight. around really far at the top mark, first race. And then I recover a lot on the downwind and second upwind to finish in top 5 at the end. And he had a really bad one, so it makes us at 4 points for the second race. And then we make a normal start, no match race. And then I was in front of him at the top mark, and we fight all the downwind and the beginning of the second upwind. Then he take a really good shift, cross ahead, and I never see him again.
Yeah, I'm over the moon. You know, it's something I wasn't really thinking about at all until that last race, and then finally done it. I just, lost for words.
Driving into Lisbon here. This is the first step of our Volvo Ocean Race 2017-2018 program. Setting up our operating base in Lisbon, ready for hopefully training this summer. We've got 4 days to get it put together. Lovely day today. Should have been here yesterday when we had everything throwing at us. We had an Atlantic front come through, windy, wet, but we've got to keep pushing on to get the job done in the time we have available, which again is one of the reasons why we're in Lisbon, because it has such varied Atlantic weather. We get real conditions rather than the kind of more benign Mediterranean conditions we would find in places such as Alicante. Training for teams this summer and rolling into the pre-race training next year. So here we are in what is going to be the refit facility for the Volvo 65 fleet over this coming winter. And you can see how big the shed is. That boat is 6 meters wide and there's plenty of room. You could probably get 2 boats alongside each other. With this building being so long and relatively thin, it lends itself to effectively being a production line. We can bring a boat in at the front door, then in the middle bay we'd probably have our paint zone. From that it would push into its refit bay at the far end where the boat will be reassembled, and then it goes out the end door to be reassembled back into a Volvo Ocean 65. A huge amount of possibility. Huge amount of possibility. Here we are 3.5 days later. The tent is up, we've got the lights in, the loft floor is down, all the containers are ready, electronics, sail making and rigging. and all of our spare parts, so we're ready to go. We just need our boats.
Hi, I'm Brent Vaughan from Multi-Hull Central, and really excited to be here today at the Sanctuary Cove Boat Show, where we're launching the new Outremer 45. So another big announcement, only just in the last couple of weeks, I guess, is the Grand Large Yachting Group and Outremer have recently acquired Gunboat, and will be taking that very exciting brand into the future. You can give us a little bit of an update there, Francois, on what's happening there.
It's very recent, so we're all very excited at Outremer Yachting and Grand Large Yachting Group. It's a new challenge for us. We think Gunboat made a tremendous job in the recent years. They did great marketing, great boats. We saw them on every race in the Caribbean especially. And we think there is a challenge there to go on with these great boats. We have a couple of 55 under production in North Carolina, and we have projects for bigger boats. We work with the architect, with the production team, and we are delighted to have this worldwide known brand in the group.
The boat we have here sailed all the way from Europe over the last couple of years, and it's in fantastic condition, and a great example of a purpose-built passage maker to do those long-haul trips. We're also joined here by Francois from the Outremer factory from France, and delighted to have their support again. And there's been some really exciting developments at Outremer and their group company, Grand Large Services. Grand Large Services?
Grand Large Yachting.
Grand Large Yachting, my mistake. So the Outremer 45's been out a couple of years now, right?
2 years now.
2 years, right? And how many have they sold?
We sold more than 20.
20, right.
We just launched number 14, I guess.
Number
14 is
14,
in the water.
Right.
And more than 20 are sold.
Excellent, excellent. And so we've had 2 of the 45s sold to Australians who are picking them up in France and eventually sailing them home. We've also sold some new 51s and the 59-foot 5X. Similar to the 45, the Outremer company have just launched a new 4X model. So maybe you can tell us a little bit more what that boat's
Yeah, it's a racing version of the 45 for more performance, a little bit lighter, 500 kilograms lighter, with extended transom, and full options in terms of racing with carbon rotating mast, Gen 1 instead of the Jeep, carbon bulkheads, all the stuff you need for a good racing boat. And the first 4X number 1 just won the last Outremer Cup 2 weeks ago.
Right. So, and you also had
Loïc Perron. Loïc Perron,
yeah.
yes, was the godfather of the boat. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he helped us on the development of this special edition.
Right, right. So there are lots happening at Outremer. Their order books are pretty close to being full. The 51 is sold out for almost 2 years, or over 2 years. 12 months at least on the 45 and the 5X, and I think that's a real testament to the brand and the quality of the boats, and they've been accepted by the market. So we're really excited to be here again with a boat in Australia on the other side of the world to display.